Hello, everyone. I'm sitting here in my car after doing research on the Bryant case. And I'm genuinely mad. I'm genuinely angry and upset. Genuinely. This was a child. She was 15. I'm only 19. Technically, I'm an adult. I'm not even really an adult. She was 15. 15. She was in the foster care system, which, people think that's such a great thing. No, she was in a foster care system, in a foster care home with someone who was 15 years older than her. Someone who could be her mother, wanting to hurt her. So she tried to defend herself with a knife against a 30-year-old woman. She tried to defend herself with a knife. And instead of, taking action, stabbing her like what everybody else would do, especially white men would do, she decided to call the police. She decided to call the police so that they could do their job. She believed in the police enough to call them. That's all they've been wanting. That's all they've been wanting from the black community, is to know that they're there to protect and to serve. She called them for help. She was being attacked. She had to defend herself. She was so scared to the point of having to call the cops. Do you know how scared you have to be? As a black person, as a black woman. Do you know how fearful for your life you have to be to call a cop, the police? And as we've all been saying, it's always a 50-50 chance of either coming out of that police interaction alive or dead. And guess what? She got the dead part. She called them for help. For help. They didn't call the cops on her. No, she called them for help. She didn't stab anyone. She didn't stab a cop. She didn't anything. She called them for help because she was so scared. So scared, fearful for her life, having to fight against a 30-year-old woman. This young black woman who is in this foster care home with this 30-year-old woman who wanted to hurt her, called the cops for help, and they shot her dead. They murdered her. They feared for their life because of this 15-year-old girl had a knife in her hand, but she dropped it when they asked her to. Now, I know with police dispatches, they tell you who calls. They tell the cops who called. I know that the police dispatcher said that this is a 15-year-old girl who called for help. They knew who called for help and who was the attackee. It wasn't her. She called them for help, and they were so pissed. So pissed, poor, mad, angry that for once, cops are finally being held accountable for their actions. They're not getting to use the same privileges that they've been able to use for hundreds of years. That their fellow buddy got guilty verdicts on all 3 of his charges, that they decided to kill this young woman in retaliation. They killed her in retaliation because they're so upset that their privilege was taken from them this one time. This one time. So they took it out on a child. They killed a child. If you're not angry or upset over the fact that they killed a kid who called them for help, I just want to keep on reiterating the fact that she called them for help. She called them. She believed in them to help her. And they still murdered her. If you don't believe that's wrong, something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. You're okay with kids being killed. Why? is not a political thing anymore. These are murderers. This is a system of murderers who murder people who don't look like them. They murder the people that they have continued to oppress for thousands of years. And I say thousands because I'm not just talking about here in the United States. This is all over the globe. If you're not angry, something's wrong with you. This is not a political matter anymore. This is about murdering children, murdering people of color. For what? And kindly, in the most disrespectful manner possible, if you think that there's some type of justification for any of the killings that have been happening, keyword been happening, not just hers, then you can go. You can leave. Don't interact with me. Don't follow me. Don't reply. Don't nothing. I don't want to hear it. Because you're supporting murderers, you're supporting racists, which means that you are part of the problem. You are who this video needs to go to. You need to listen to this video and realize that what you're doing is wrong. They don't need your support. They don't need it. This is their job. This is their job. Their job is to protect and serve. Protect and serve. But instead they're shooting, killing, arresting, and oppressing. I'm sick and I'm tired. I'm done. They're killing kids. They're murderers, and if you support them, you're a murderer too. You are. You're contributing to a system that does that, so you're part of the problem. You are a murderer too. We will get justice. We will get not justice, accountability. Because the justice would have been them helping her, not killing her. So we will get accountability for Ma'Khia Bryant and every other innocent person of color, black person that these murderers have been killing. Bottom line.